Give me your holy word. If I can't hear from you, then I don't know what to do. I won't go home. I'll never go home my own. Just your spirit guide and let your word abide.
Hi, I'm Jara Stewart, and welcome to today's session of Up Close and Personal, where we get to know our church members, people that we see every Sunday, but we still don't really know them. But today we're going to get to know another one of our members, and it's one that we've seen for a couple of years now. This is Junior Jones. Junior, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Can't wait to hear your story. We had your dad on the last show, and wow, I was amazed at his story. So now I'm going to hear it from your side of the tale. So tell me your full name.
My full name is Richard Julius Jones Jr.
Okay, and you were originally from where?
Originally from Stockton, California. I moved back to Toledo once my father, Richard, retired, and we had planned to move back here to be with family.
Okay, so you are this man's son. So tell me how that came about.
So when I was younger, about 14 years old, I met Mr. Richard Jones, or we used to call him Mr. J. And I was in foster care at the time, and he was a foster parent. He also worked for the Boys and Girls Club as the CEO. And he had fostered me, and it was the most beautiful experience because we had food in the fridge, the house smelled nice. It was just a caring environment, and I lived with him. I had a job and a bank account, and I lived with him for about 6 months, but it wasn't my usual lifestyle because I grew up in, poor circumstances.
Okay.
I was in a children's shelter.
Okay.
So it was just too nice, It was
Yeah.
so we actually initially separated, we spread. I went to the social worker and said, actually I ran away. Come to think about it.
Really?
I believe I ran away, and it was unfortunate.
From his home?
From his home. The social worker knew about it in a sense. I told her I didn't want to be there. I was getting a little older. So then I had departed.
But hold on. But so you left because it was too good to be true in a way, and you didn't trust it?
Correct.
Interesting, huh?
Correct.
Yeah.
It was very
It's like something, yeah. Okay.
So we separated in a sense. I went back to the children's shelter. I was in a few other foster homes before the age of 17. And he actually came back out and said, hey, I want to give you another try. I've seen something in you. You had some potential. And that was very humbling to me because even my biological family at that point had, in a sense, abandoned me. And he had anyone remembered me, after a few years. So I moved back into his home around 17. Got myself together, got a job, he made sure I got my GED. That was something that was the utmost importance.
Sure.
And he didn't mention this earlier, but when I got my GED and graduated high school,
Mm-hmm.
he was actually a board member for the Lodi Unified School District. So when I received my diploma, he was the
He got
gentleman
to
that
hand it to
handed me
you.
my
Aw.
diploma. So that was very, very beautiful experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So he changed your life.
Oh, he changed my life.
That's good. That's good. So when did you come to First Church of God?
So I want to say it was about 6 months to a year after my father started attending. So I
Okay.
believe it was 2022 he
Okay.
started.
Yeah. He said. Mm-hmm.
So it was about 6 months to a year after that.
So okay. So from being teenage years up into adulthood, then you started working. Where did you start working? What did you start doing?
So before we moved to Ohio,
Mhm.
when I was adopted in California,
Okay.
I was working for him at the Boys and Girls Club,
Okay.
the Lodi Boys and Girls Club. And then I started running a few different after-school programs as a site director.
Mhm.
So then we would house the kids after school, do activities with them,
Mhm.
sports and so forth. So I did that for about 15 years. And then,
Wow.
yeah. And in the process, then we moved to Ohio.
Okay. And so you came to First Church after your dad did,
Correct.
and you liked it immediately, or are you just following dad pretty much?
I was initially following Dad.
Mhm.
I had fallen out of faith years back. And I never really initially back then, like really gave it my all and
Mhm.
really put my heart into it and, talk to the Lord. And started coming to First Church, and it was a beautiful experience. I love the music there, the
Mhm.
worship, and
Mhm.
I've built the courage. People may see me now stand up and praise,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
praise team.
Sure.
And I realized it's just about what comes from inside, that
Yeah.
love, that joy, as we were
Yeah.
talking about today at church.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with the church after I started coming a few times. My biggest struggle was I used to work on Sundays.
Okay.
So I had to
Gotcha.
wait pretty much half a year to negotiate with my employer to
Gotcha.
then have Sundays off.
Good. When did you fall in love with Jesus? When did you actually have, or was it an experience, or was it a journey?
It was a journey, but there were moments
Mm-hmm.
that I felt the presence of Jesus before I fully committed to my faith.
Even before you knew him, but you could still feel his presence. I get it.
There was a dark time in my life where I was dealing with depression and a lot of different things.
Mhm.
And I had broken down and talked to my father about it. And that was one of the biggest struggles, because I was a man still at that point, but I was letting him know that I was having struggles.
Sure.
That, on the outside, don't look manly. But when I talked to him and I told him that, and I broke down and cried, we were on the porch of our house up in Nantucket. And after I told him that, everything just cleared up, and I heard birds chirping, and it was just like a breath,
Yeah.
and everything was just relieved
Yes.
in that moment. And I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was in the moment, but now with me getting involved, I realized there was a lot of moments like that I didn't know in the moment, but now I realize.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. And there's something about letting light onto the darkness, that the darkness has to flee, and the Lord can penetrate that, and that's amazing. Okay. Yeah. So it was a journey, and you eventually decided, okay, Lord, okay. What made you do that?
A few things. The other reason why I started going to church is I wanted to spend more time with my father. So that's something we do on Sundays. And I think the real reason why I really committed and gave my life and I'm all about it is because I want to see my father, obviously, and then obviously my earthly father as well once that time comes.
Yeah.
And be with them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool. Cool beans. So you love First Church, you still love it, and I know you've seen it go through some changes in the last couple of years, but you have hope for it.
Oh, absolutely. This is my home church, and I tell everybody about it.
Good.
I was at a show this weekend, the Home and Garden Show. We had a booth with my organization, Glass City Canine. And a few people came up and we were talking, and I said, hey, I got this speech tomorrow, and I'm going to be representing First Church of God, and talk about the bishop and all that. So I wear my church on my back wherever I go.
Beans. That's cool. And you did a great job today, by the way. What was the name of the guy that you?
Oh my gosh, you're going to put me on the spot. Charles Drew.
Okay, there you go.
And he was a surgeon.
Okay. Yeah. So you know the Lord, you came to know him, you got spending more time with your dad. So you said you have a job working with dogs.
Correct.
Tell me about your job with dogs.
So when we first moved to Ohio, I initially got a job with Lutheran homes with mentally challenged young adults that had extreme behavioral issues. So I did that for about 7 years, but then toward the end of that, it started re-triggering some of my past stuff growing up. So I got Duchess, my dad talked about her a little bit ago, which is one of my personal dogs. When I got her, she had some aggression issues with dogs. So I went and got her trained. And after I got her trained, I said, man, this is fun. It seems like a hobby.
Wow.
I don't have kids, so I was able to take her everywhere after the training. And then one of my trainers that helped me with my dog said, hey, you would be a good dog trainer. You ever thought about getting into it? And I said, you know what? This might be a really good time to, maybe switch careers or professions. And that was a decade ago. Wow.
And so you train dogs. Do you see some correlation sometimes between dogs' behavior and people behaviors that sometimes dogs have gone through things as well and need to be reloved?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've worked with numerous dogs, but there's sometimes we get dogs, a lot of shelter dogs that people adopt, and then they need help trained. And a lot of times they come from abusive situations where it's documented there was abuse, be it as a male or a female toward the dog. And a lot of times I'm one of the first males that are able to, really get the dog to open up or whatnot. But I believe it's due to Jesus giving me animals as a young kid. I grew up in an apartment, and my mom gave me a hamster as a young kid, and that was my sidekick.
Really?
So I do believe they feed off us. They feed off of our energy. And, when I break down and I start crying when I'm praying, I tell you one thing. My dogs know. They will come up to me. They will nudge me because they could tell there's a difference in just my energy, my aura, just everything.
Yeah. What's something you want? What's something you want to impart on this world?
So like to leave on this world in a sense?
Yeah. Yes. What's a mark that you would like to leave on this world?
Well, like my father, I've always wanted to adopt a child, that's down the road, most likely, a kid, a young adult. But to leave something on this world, even though we are born to a biological family, prior to us being born, we are already given a family. And sometimes we lose sight of that. And even though with some of my biological family, I've lost them just due to the circumstance of me being in foster care, I always go back to my Father above and know that I have a bigger family than I was born into initially.
Absolutely.
And I guess to leave one mark on the world, I guess in that regard, it would just be, love everybody as if they were your sibling, because, love is one of the most powerful things. It conquers hate.
It does.
And just like my adopted father, his love showed me that even though he wasn't the man that gave me my name at birth, that there are men out there, especially in this day and age, that have the impact to help youth in our environment. And I think that's one of the biggest things that our church, we're doing with the movement and everything. So I think that's the biggest thing is just, love one another and then just leave a positive impact.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna leave some of the heaviness. It's not heavy. It's just good. But we're gonna come back and talk to you about some of your personal likes and dislikes. Okay, please stay with us. We'll be right back in just a moment. And welcome back to Up Close and Personal. We are talking today to Junior Jones, and he's been filling us in on his life. And now, when you see him at church, you're going to know him a little bit better. He's got a cough. That's okay. Go on and cough it out. No problem. No problem. So we asked your father already. What's his favorite food? He said it was turkey and dressing. What is when you want to sit down and eat the meal? If it's your last meal of your life, what do you want to eat?
I'm going to be the different one, and I am a breakfast guy.
Really?
I love scrambled eggs over medium, toast, sausage, all that kind of stuff, hash browns, potatoes.
Yeah.
So mine would just be some eggs.
Breakfast foods.
Yep, some breakfast food.
Okay, so what restaurant would that be in Toledo for you that hits it all the time?
When I was a young adult, we lived in California, but came back here during the summers for vacation. My aunt used to live off of Gunkel, so it'd have to be, I want to say it's Sam and Charlie's off of, I think it's called Old Pancake House or Waffle House. Sam and Charlie's off of Monroe. It's right by Toledo Hospital.
That little weird wedge of a.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
It used to be called the Hut or something, I think.
Okay,
back in the day,
I remember. Okay, so that would be your place.
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. When you want to relax and totally chill and get everything off your mind, what do you do?
Now this is where I'm different from my father. I love fishing.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
I do too. Do you? Okay, so what do you fish for and where do you go?
So I am usually under I believe it's the MLK Bridge on the Maumee, downtown Toledo.
Yeah.
And just down there with some shrimp, some prawns,
Yeah.
and fishing for catfish off the bank.
And you catch them left and right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
My stars. Okay. I love to fish. Don't get to go much anymore, but I'm going to get back to it because it's definitely one of my favorite things. So you're not a sports? You're in sports very much, a little bit?
Well, I never was really in sports, but because I spent a lot of time with my father, we watched a lot of football together.
Okay.
So I would say football would be the sport that I enjoy watching.
Okay. Is there a trip you've been on that you absolutely loved that you've got to go back to, or somewhere you've always wanted to go?
I'm going to answer that in two parts if you don't mind.
No problem.
So when I was really young at a foster home, when I was about 12, we took a trip to a cruise to Ensenada, Mexico. And the reason why that cruise was so important to me, or it was like a life-turning event, as soon as we got off of the cruise ship, me being 12, I've seen children the same age as me with sticks with stuff they were selling. And to see the stark contrast of what they had to do over there in Mexico to survive. And it was my first experience. It wasn't, hey, let's go play basketball, let's go play soccer. It's, hey, do you want to buy something?
Yeah.
That to me just, it was very eye-opening. And I'm just grateful for the things that I do have and whatnot. So it just let me know to be humble. And one place I would love to go that I have never been, and my father didn't mention this earlier, and I might get it wrong, but I remember years ago, he always said he wanted to go to the Vatican. I think that would be something.
In Italy.
That's a far trip.
It's a far trip. Yeah, let's plan it. Just got to plan it. That's all.
But that would be something to see.
Okay. What's something people you think assume about you that's just not quite true?
And I'm kind of a jokester, so I'm going to bring this one up. I'm not just white. I'm white and Mexican.
So gotcha.
Mexican.
Okay.
I get a little tan every once in a while.
All right. So they assume you're white, but you're not.
Yes.
All right. All right for the brown. Pie or cake?
This would be a question, but what's cobbler fall under?
Pie.
Okay. So I'd say cobbler.
Any
Peach
kind of
cobbler.
Peach cobbler.
Yep.
Okay. All righty. Summer, winter, fall, or spring?
Summer. Fishing.
Yes, absolutely. Travel by car or fly?
I used to like flying. I used to really like it. I've never had a bad experience.
Okay.
But I would say I'm almost, and I know I'm not old, but I'm almost 40 now. I don't want to get in the air too much more. So I think driving is, and I enjoy it. I could sit in the car for a while and the scenery.
Yeah. Now I have an older sister who used to travel alone. She's gone to China. She's gone to Europe by herself, and now refuses to fly. What's your reason? You think?
everything in the news we've seen recently.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's
People
just
fighting on the planes and
that and malfunctionings and
yeah.
service and that, and it's like,
Okay.
last time I flew was when one of my brothers passed away in Stockton, California. So it's a few years back, but yeah, I just don't have the biggest interest in it.
Gotcha.
And I've never been a Cedar Point guy. I don't like heights, so
No, okay.
that says a lot. That has a lot to do with it.
Okay, gotcha. So let me go back a little bit to about your biological family. Have you been in touch with any of them? Do you know where they are, who they are? Have you been able to influence their lives in any way?
So my biological father, I've never met. I don't know where he is.
Okay.
My biological mother, I lived with up until I was 12, but she was manic depressive and schizophrenic.
Okay.
She had a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
So she had passed when I was about 18.
Wow.
But it was sad, but the beautiful part about it was my father had already adopted me by then. So when I lost my mom, he was my biggest support and my friends.
So your life.
So that was all right. And,
Yeah.
I've grown to accept it and all that, her passing. I have a brother named Jesse. He passed away about 3 years ago. And I went to California for that. And my brother Joshua, I stay in contact with.
Yeah.
We're blood brothers, so we're full brothers.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I've seen him at my brother's funeral, and that's when we both kind of gave our life back to the Lord, because I don't believe my brother was saved or at that point before he passed.
Okay.
And we, to this day, Facebook message each other. I send videos, all that kind of stuff about my journey, and he does the same.
It's cool. At the funerals, you see other aunts and uncles, people like that, or
I've never met any of them,
Okay.
so I didn't know any of them.
Wow. Okay. But you've got family.
Oh,
you said
absolutely.
you've got family.
First Church of God and my father.
Yeah, absolutely. And anywhere you go in the world, if there's a believer there, is your brother or your sister, which is amazing. That's amazing to know. So I'll ask you too about that movie. You want to stay at home and watch a movie with a bowl of popcorn, or would you rather go to a party with lots of people and dancing?
Ooh, movie, home, and popcorn. Yeah, maybe when I was 20, dancing and all that and doing all that, but I'm a homebody.
Okay. All right. So what is that thing that you want people to get from your life? I think I kind of asked it once in a different way, but once the Lord calls you home as well, what do you want them to remember about you?
There's no color to love, and love has no color. And, just as long as you dedicate yourself to something. I dedicate myself to the Lord. You follow in his footsteps. I mean, you could sin, but if you ask for his forgiveness, there's no sin that he won't bring you home. Yeah.
Amen. It's been a pleasure getting to know both of you. And now when I say hi, I can really say, hey, how you doing?
Well, I appreciate
so it's good. And I'll be asking you in summer if you've been out fishing yet, and let me know where you're going. So, all right. Well, it's been a pleasure, Junior. I thank you so much for being here.
Appreciate it.
And thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And we will see you next time on Up Close and Personal. Have a great day.